Hey everyone, welcome to Promethean Gaming, list reaction critique. I have a double submission here. First one, get that out of the way. This is from Dimitri, by the way. Thank you, Dimitri, for your submissions. Um, we have like Clockwork, Mechanist with Resonance Receptors, 4 stack of Clockworks, 5 stack of Clockworks, MSU Inquisitor, 2 MSU Inquisitor, okay. Warlord Aristarch, I hate it. I'm very biased against it, which I may get into more. Blade of Eakides, 6 stack of Phalangites with Dorilates Sacred Band, MSU Selinoi. We got some Chariots, 2 Skorpios, Promethean. Okay, that's it. All right, let's get into it. So, you also attached a note. Clockworks are your favorite? I think they're awesome models. I have 9 stands of them. I want to use all of them. I completely understand. I have far too many clock lights, and I want to use all of mine. Warlord's Aristarch, but I consider having the Mechanist step into that role. Hardness great. I don't know how I feel about the ability. So, let's go to the list again. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards. 1 is light, the rest are medium. You really don't need the Aristarch to be a Warlord. A lot of people like the idea of using him to help out your reinforcements. It's really hit or miss. The infantry aspect isn't even great for this list because you're not leaning into infantry all that hard. Um, so you also it said in the email you don't follow meta. That's fine. You don't have to. You probably follow your local meta, which is better. Unless you're going to big events, which I generally assume most of you aren't doing. But I also assume you're asking for advice based on at least going to a local tournament, right? So just pick whatever models I feel like running. So yeah, I'd switch to Mechanist. You're going to get far better mileage out of him. He's still not a great warlord, but I legitimately think any warlord is better than Aristarch in City States. I hate him so much. Um, I want to like him, but his warlord ability I think is garbage. Inquisitors, I would run less. I like the Phalangite block. I really do. Blade of Eakides, that's going to be meta dependent. So, like, if you're locals, you got a lot of 100k, you got a lot of Dwagam, you got a lot of other city states. Blade's great. Barring that, Blade is questionable. It's not bad, um, but it's a lot of points. Selinoi, when you're running less than 4 Chariots, I strongly advise running Flog because you're going to get more consistent results. Um, yeah, just 2 Chariots. I'd run Flog personally. I definitely like the Skorpios better. Flog is more liable, especially if you're, like you said, not running into meta. You probably like the Flog better. Promethean's good. I I don't know if you're model restricted. I'd try to run 2 Prometheans. It'll get you better mileage out of Resonance Receptors um, throughout the game. So I'd probably drop some Inquisitors to get a second Promethean in. Um, Otherwise, it's fine. You know, if you're running what you like to play, cool. Do a different Warlord. Then you got a second list here. Oracle and Friends. Let's read the description first, or the paper list is probably garbage. We'll see. Real Magic is how I play it. Very true. Uh, it's often said that higher higher caliber players could play a garbage list into a lower caliber player with the meta list and still win. So I like to think that piloting is like 70% of the game. The list is about 30%, roughly. Imagine so I play that strategy to have the Hoplites and Selinoi run up the middle, have all four Giants pick a side. All right, spoiling the list for ourselves. Giants do what they do best. Giant brick. Do you have a giant brick? Holds the flank. Most people spread their arms out across the table. Perhaps in your meta, sure. So if all goes well, giant side gets swept quickly. Oh, I'm assuming you mean you sweep quickly, not get swept. And I can move on from there. Still probably garbage against dispute. Well, we'll see. What do we got? Promethean Oracle, Warlord. All right, so you're playing Monster Mash. Got the axe. A lot of people will say use the spear. I think it's a pretty close call and meta dependent. Got Hephaestian, Promethean, Aristarch with initiative and blade of that is a lot of points on 10 hoplites. Fun. That's what you mean by monster brick. Yeah, got it. Dorilates, Minotaur, Haspist. 5 block of Selinoi, interesting. A Talos. And 2 Skorpios. Again, I recommend Flog. So this list is, I would say, struggling to have a focus, right? If you're running Promethean Oracle, you're going Monster Mash or you're getting a Mechanist in there. Like, you're really not taking optimal advantage of the Oracle here because you've only got 3 other giants? I mean, there's almost a case to Aristarch Warlord here instead, which pains me to say. Initiatives, you're getting a free charge with the hoplites. I want to like initiative. I just don't think it's worth it because what's your third action going to be? Like a reform? Because you have to charge first. So presumably you're going to charge, clash. 10 stands, good odds of killing what you're charging. Then what? March, reform. I don't know if it's worth all those points. Blade of Eakides, again, meta dependent. I mean, there's only so much I can say when you're like, I just play what I want, you know? Um, outside the little changes here and there. Yeah, just work on finding a focus of your list and building into optimizing that focus. So, like, if you're running Promethean Oracle, try to go more monster heavy. Um, Potentially even pulling the Chariots out to get another monster in instead. So, I don't know. Hope that's been useful.